Call me a god.
Let's go! I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Hello guys, and welcome to my review of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I guess in the US it's called the Sorcerer's Stone, I think. Yeah. But yeah, this is like one of these movies that I grew up with, like it's my childhood. And you know, I've always been a big fan of Harry Potter, I guess. Not a super fan like a lot of people, but you know, a fan, I guess. I mean, when it comes to Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, I guess probably Lord of the Rings is a better trilogy of films, or better franchise, should I say. But the Harry Potter films are pretty good, though. Yeah, they're pretty good. And I liked how I got to see other people from other countries actually getting into Harry Potter, since it was a UK thing for the longest time, up until the later films, and everyone was just catching up and stuff, getting into the Harry Potter, vibe, because it was just so big in the later movies, yeah. But yeah, I'm just mainly talking about the first one anyway for this review. It won't be a long review. As I go on, the reviews might get longer, but yeah. It's just a great franchise. It's just that's really simple. Basically introducing you to Hogwarts, basically the whole world, the atmosphere. Like that's kind of the main vibe of the first one, really. And just as a kid, it's like going into Disneyland, but Hogwarts, and there's actually a Hogwarts you can actually visit in real life, like where they actually filmed the movie too. So yeah, imagine one day being able to go there. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd definitely film it on my main channel, me visiting Hogwarts if that ever happened. But yeah. That would be a dream come true, because this franchise was my childhood. I used to get all the toys, some of the games, yeah, and yeah, it's a classic franchise. It just sucks that we never really got any more movies, but this is based on books anyway, from J.K. Rowling, so yeah, it's kind of good that it didn't really continue, especially in this generation, because this generation's just look what you're seeing. Marvel's trash, Disney's trash with what they've done with their animated movies. Star Wars is trash. Everything's just trash. So look at Fantastic Beasts, the spin-off to Harry Potter. Like, just look at how that turned out. To me, I wasn't really a fan of it. Even from the first film, I was kind of done, and I heard it didn't even get any better. So yeah, I didn't really stick around for that. Yeah, but just the first movie, man, and all the other 7, just perfect films, man. Some are better than others, but every film is good. Yeah, there's no like really bad film. Rewatching them, I guess I'll say which one probably hasn't aged well, because this used to be like in my top 3, but yeah, after rewatching it recently, yeah, it's kind of gone down a bit. But it's still a good film, yeah, which I'll get to in one of my reviews of Harry Potter, since I'm going to be reviewing all of the movies, yeah. And then maybe at a later date I'll be able to play the new game, Hogwarts Legacy, yeah, on my main channel. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm actually playing through some of the older games too, like the Philosopher's Stone PS1 game, and then like Chamber of Secrets PS2 game with Prisoner of Azkaban also on PS2. Yeah, I'm just playing from some of the games, even that Quidditch World Cup. I used to play that a lot on Xbox original. Yeah, but yeah, this film, man, great characters. The main character, Harry Potter, is one of the most iconic movie characters. And you've got like some of his sidekicks, with one of them probably being, to me, for the first few movies, more useful and more of a hero than Harry Potter himself, in my opinion. Which which I'll get to. But we'll start with Ronald Weasley. He's a likable guy. He's kind of relatable, because in some of the situations you see Harry and the gang, like that's basically mostly you. You would be freaking out seeing this kind of stuff. Like, it'd be cool to actually know that magic exists and actually go to a school where you learn magic, but then some of the stuff you'd be seeing, like some of the bad things, like the monsters and stuff, yeah, you'd be freaking out like Ronald, really, yeah. And then there's Hermione Granger, to me, probably the true goal of the franchise for at least the first 4 or 5 movies, and then like, Harry just becomes OP in the later movies, yeah. I mean, he does mostly help defeat the villain, but I feel like Hermione Granger's the one who actually gets him to that point, like to actually stand a chance. Like without her, I feel like a lot of the movies they probably would be dead. To be honest, yeah. I don't think they'd get that far. Yeah. But yeah, just actually seeing Hogwarts, man, it's just so amazing. It's so well. Look at Marvel with. I've seen like a post of Murdoch in the new Ant-Man movie, and he just looks, oh god awful. Like Marvel's just gone downhill with the CGI, but this is flipping 2001, and it looks better than anything Marvel's doing right now. It's just so bad. It's just mind blowing how bad Marvel's got. Like you're seeing like these pictures coming to life and stuff, and it just looks so well. Like, it looks so real, and you just look at Marvel with their dog shit CGI. I have to say, man, it's terrible, man. Yeah, it's just this movie, man. It's aged so well, and you know, Lord Voldemort, the one who shouldn't be named. Yeah, he's a great villain too. We don't really see a lot from him until like I guess the fourth one, because there's this person who we really don't know if he's like a villain or not. It just seems strange because he's like a dark arts teacher. I mean, the one who you view to be the villain is basically Professor Snake. Yeah, the one who's the master of the dark arts. One of the teachers anyway. Like he's one of the ones who always sticks around most of the time anyway. Because every time there's a new master of the dark arts teacher, most of the time they're kind of evil. Sometimes a bit mixed, but most of the time evil. Yeah, yeah. As you watch the movies, yeah. But Snape is always the one who, I guess, from the first one you think like, yeah, he's definitely the bad guy of this movie. But then it's actually revealed he's not, and you just kind of know for like a few of the other movies, and then like something happens later on, and you know if you've watched them you already know what happens, and just some of the reveals, yeah. But yeah, just watching it for the first time, I thought Professor Snape was definitely the bad guy. But just as a kid though, you just don't know. I mean, if you was watching it for the first time, you'd realise who the actual bad guy is, like the guy with the scarf on his head and who talks really weird. You'd think he's like the useless one, but then you realise, yeah, he's the villain. It's like watching Scream for the first time. You just know who the villains actually are, who the actual killers are. It's like if you're actually watching these franchises for the first time, you can kind of tell like how obvious certain things are until you get to the later films, and it becomes more of a mystery to guess. Yeah. But yeah, the originals are always the best though. Yeah. I mean, for me, this is probably my top 3 anyway. It's not my favourite, but it's just for childhood reasons. I just really love it. Yeah. So nostalgic, because I'm watching these films with my family right now. Yeah. And this one's definitely one that's aged so well. Yeah. And man, just the characters, man. Dumbledore, the legend, which, you know, he passed away in 2002, the original actor. Then he gets replaced by someone else, yeah. Who also does a good job, but yeah, Dumbledore, man, a legend. Some of the other teachers, legends too, yeah. It's just a great first film, and just seeing these 3 together for the first time, meeting each other, it's just amazing. Yeah. And then Malfoy, we can't forget him, the legendary bully. Yeah. Yeah, such a little tosser. Like, he's a great character, man. He's a great character to hate or love to hate. Yeah. Yeah, Malfoy's fun, man. One of my favourite characters. It's just a lot of fun, man. Yeah. And how like the rivalry with Harry and Malfoy gets worse as the movies get along, like as they go on. Yeah. It's a nice thing to see. Yeah. But yeah, and just the whole journey really, it's great, man. Because basically it's about like some Philosopher stone, which I guess Hagrid kind of keeps. And I didn't really start from the beginning really, because basically Harry kind of starts with a family, his foster family, because his real parents were killed by, you know, Lord Voldemort. Yeah, I'm just saying it anyway. And I guess Harry survived when he was just a baby, and the only thing he had was like a scar on his, you know, his head, his forehead. And so they basically sent him to like his I guess could you say grandparents? I mean the aunt and stuff, but they just completely hated Harry for like the 11 years they had him. 10 to 11 years, yeah. Even on his birthday, they didn't even care about him. They just cared about the actual son, I guess. And they tossed him aside and just treated him like a slave. Him living under the steps and stuff, and just the way how they all treat him, man. Yeah. And then when they get to the scene where they're at the museum, and you know, They're just, that other brother is just playing with the snake and, just trying to tease it. But then he goes away for a second, then the snake starts talking to Harry. Yeah, and just that's a cool scene, and it's kind of foreshadowing some important plot stuff, yeah, which I'll talk about in the next movie. Yeah, because that's going to be an important plot line in the second one anyway. Yeah. And then when, should I call him stepbrother? I'm not sure what to call him, but when he comes back, he just ends up falling down in the flipping thing because, he's been mean to him and stuff. So he gets stuck in the glass, and the snake just basically escapes. And the snake goes, "Thanks." Little classic scene. Then he gets in trouble for that. But then that's when, I think they start moving because Harry keeps getting letters from Hogwarts, and they don't want him to go there. Yeah. And then they just go to, like, this abandoned place near the sea and stuff. Like, what the hell? Just to stop Harry from getting letters. It's madness. Yeah. And then that's when Hagrid comes for him. Yeah. And says their classic line, "You're a wizard, Harry." "I'm a what?" "A bloody wizard." Joke, he didn't say that, but yeah. And then he takes him afterwards, after having a fight with, I guess the uncle, should I call him? Yeah. Because he tries to shoot it. Hagrid, yeah. But he just, like, destroys the gun and makes it shoot up, yeah. And that's when he goes to Hogwarts and goes on the train and stuff. Basically, he also finds out he has, like, a fortune left from his family, from who passed away, and then they also left him with the Philosopher's Stone, but I guess Hagrid takes care of that to give to, Dumbledore. But then the stone ends up getting taken by, I guess, the actual villain, who we find out is the villain, the one with the scarf. And he tries to use it to basically make Lord Voldemort strong again, because everyone knows that Lord Voldemort's kind of gone, but he's kind of slowly getting his strength back, throughout the films. And right now he's kind of using someone to be able to, live until he has enough strength to be able to, actually have a proper body again, which he will in the later films. So yeah, when it gets to near the end, that's when he ends up fighting him and finding out who has actually been helping Lord Voldemort, and it's also revealed it's not Professor Snape, because we thought it was actually going to be him. Because basically his friends help him get to that point, trying to find out what's actually going on. Yeah. Because people just end up getting killed and stuff. Yeah. And they just, like, these three just work together to find out what's actually happening, because there's something that's getting guarded as well, and I think that's where you see the mirror, which also has an importance for the ending. Yeah. Because Harry kind of sees his family in that mirror. Like, you basically see what you truly desire in that mirror, but then it can end up, like, messing you up if you look at it too long. It can take away, like, your life or something. Yeah. Just staring at the mirror, like, wishing for that thing, but then you could end up staring at that forever. Yeah. But yeah, they basically get to the point where they have to like do things that they're good at to be able to get past all these obstacles. Like for Hermione, they're inside this like thing that's, I guess, kind of devouring them. But if they stand still, they can get out, which Hermione, figures out. But then Ronald, he can't really cope with it. He's freaking out, which that'd probably be us too. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just Ronald's so relatable in this movie and a lot of the other movies. Yeah. I mean, he gets better as the films go on, but yeah, just the first few, man. that'd be me, man. Seeing all these kind of things, man. But yeah, Hermione helps him, survive through that. And then when we get to the second game, this is when Ronald comes into play, because he's really good at chess, and the way how magical chess works, where when you lose a piece, it gets destroyed because basically the pieces come to life and destroy your piece. So they're basically playing like a huge version of that game, and it seems like when I was a kid, that was so intense. Yeah, especially when it gets to the part where he has to like sacrifice himself to be able to win the game. Yeah, but he actually, he doesn't actually die; he just gets injured. Yeah, and that's when Harry has to, face Voldemort and his follower. But then, like, I guess Harry has some kind of magic with his hands to burn his face, because the guy's trying to get like the stone, because he's trying to hide it, because he finds out from looking at the mirror where the stone is. It's in his pocket, and then he just says, "Give me the stone." Then he tries to go after Harry, but then he just uses his hands to burn his face, and then Voldemort just turns into like a cloud and goes through Harry. But then I guess he survives. And then everyone in the school just knows what he did, and he becomes even more famous because he was already famous because of his family and him surviving Lord Voldemort. But then after actually fighting him again, surviving, yeah, he became just more famous. And that's what happens as the movies go on. He becomes more and more famous across all the world, the magical world. Yeah. And that's just the beauty of the story, yeah. Then you see Dumbledore like visiting him, in hospital and stuff, yeah. You could see like he has a bunch of sweets, and man, the sweets in this movie, man, like some of them could be like bogies or earwax and stuff. Sometimes toothpaste. Just the way how the sweets work in Harry Potter, man. I think I used to have those kind of sweets back in the day, but I can't remember if there was like a bogie flavour. But yeah, just the way how it ends, and him reuniting with his friends. I didn't really talk much about Quidditch. Yeah, like Quidditch was a really cool thing in these movies. Yeah, first one, yeah, pretty cool. You don't really see Malfoy join into like the second one, but yeah, because that's when it gets more intense. Like the way how the second one does, it's probably the best. Yeah, because in the fourth one you got all these types of other games that are going on than just Quidditch. Yeah, where for the first three movies it's just basically Quidditch. Yeah, and I say the second one probably does it the best, makes it the most intense. Yeah, which I'll get to in my Chamber of Secrets review. But yeah, just seeing it for the first time, it was really nice, and how he gets selected, because basically Neville, another character who is just like a pushover all the time and just ends up doing mistakes all the time, like basically Malfoy's bullying him, and Harry sticks up for him and tries to get his remember thing back. I can't remember what it's called. Remember ball? I'm just calling it that. And it just basically Harry shows his skills as using a broomstick to be able to get it back when Malfoy throws it. A teacher sees it, and that's how he becomes a part of Quidditch and stuff. Yeah, and he ends up winning his like first game. And he also finds out that his father was also good at Quidditch. He was like a seeker. Yeah, because that's like the most important role to winning the whole game. Yeah, and the way how it works in the actual game, the Quidditch World Cup game, like say if you had a lot of points from just the people who are just playing and getting it for the wins, because yeah, there's like 3 wins. One's like from lowest to then the highest one. Yeah. If you're able to get enough points, you'd have more of a chance of getting the snitch ball, because like it's basically called the golden snitch. Yeah, and if you get it, you basically win the whole game, and that's what Harry has to do in the first movie, and all the others, I guess. Yeah, it's just a really entertaining part of the movie. That's just like a little extra part. Yeah, that's really entertaining. That you always look forward to in each movie. Yeah, and Hagrid, yeah, he's just such a lovable character. It's kind of like Harry's father throughout the movies, since he didn't really have his real family. Yeah, he's always there for him for the hardest times. Yeah, always giving him advice even though he's not allowed to. Like he always says like, "Oh, I shouldn't have told you that, Harry." Yeah, every time, man. Like he kind of helps, find out what to do next, and then Hermione's like the girl who always knows everything, the know-it-all, who everyone just gets annoyed of, but. Just watching the movies again, like Hermione, she's the goat, man. She knows everything. She helps him get through more stuff, flipping the first 3 to 4 movies. Yeah, she's so useful in the first few movies, man. To me, she's like the true goat. Yeah, until Harry Potter truly becomes a master. Yeah. But yeah, an enjoyable first film. I love it, and I guess my review ended up being a bit longer, but I can't imagine the other ones. But yeah, we'll see anyway. But yeah, I guess I'll end it here. Hope you enjoyed my review. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.